Everybody, my name is Ed. Okay, so today we're going to have another random comic book review, and this one's going to be Dreadstar number 3 from 1983, published by Epic Comics, which is a line that Marvel Comics put out, and written and drawn by Jim Starlin. Okay, so basically, Dreadstar is a spin-off character of a story that Jim had done for Marvel Comics Epic Illustrated. Epic Illustrated was basically their version of Heavy Metal magazine, which means it was this big glossy magazine that was this fantasy science fiction anthology magazine. It was a little bit more adult and mature. Um, Epic had more mainstream artists and creators, but they had a lot of European and a lot of fantasy artists and stuff like that. But after that, they did the Epic line of comics, and basically what was going on then in the early '80s is you had these independent comic book companies like Pacific and Eclipse and First and whoever, and they were luring some of the talent away from Marvel and DC because I'm not sure if they gave them the same sort of page rates up front, but they let them own the characters and trademarks, and they were paying royalties and things. So there were a lot of people who used to work for Marvel and DC were going to these smaller independent companies. So Marvel's answer to that was to do their own sort of creator-owned line. So that's what this is. And some of it was creator-owned stuff, and some of it was like characters that Marvel owned as well. So it's almost you could almost compare it to what Vertical ended up being in the '90s or whatever. Though this was back in the '80s, but okay. Oh, so anyway, to talk about the premise of the comic. So this character was one of the characters in Metamorphosis Odyssey, big science fiction, space fantasy type story. It was really big and deep, and it was kind of dark too. It was kind of depressing. But after that story, and I think it was in black. No, I know it was in black and white when he published it, or when it was done in Epic Illustrated. Then he did a graphic novel featuring this character for Marvel, and then he did another graphic novel featuring this character here. Um, the story was called The Price, and I want to say it was published by somebody else and then was published by Marvel. I'm not 100% certain on that. I probably should have looked it up before before I started the video, but then afterwards, all these stories all take place in the same sort of universe. And then after that, of course, he's doing this for this ongoing series for Epic Comics. And the premise is basically at this point big, deep space fantasy science fiction story. There's a war going on between these two empires. There's the instrumentality, which is kind of like this theocratic empire, and then the monarchy, which is this kind of just sort of just basic evil space empire. And then you've got uh, Vance Dreadstar and then his little crew of rebels, fighting them both, and they're going to kind of bring it into the big war or whatever. So that's basically the premise. So here we go. Uh, First page, we got the editorial page. Really nothing deep. The editor here is Archie Goodwin, and he's drawn a little doodle of himself. And he's basically just saying, welcome to the comic. And he also plugs Marvel Fanfare, which was really, um, it was an anthology comic that Marvel was putting out again to the direct market with, this nice paper, good production values with the color and things like that. Although they sold it like, oh, you're gonna get these great stories with all these different characters and all these top-notch creators. You kind of did get that, but a lot of the stories were really old inventory stories that Marvel had laying around. It's like stuff that originally would have been printed in either Captain America or the Hulk or Marvel Team Up or whatever. It ended up in Marvel Fanfare. There were good stories. You did get stories by Frank Miller and John Byrne and Chris Claremont and all these people, but they were selling it to you like you were getting a special treat, but they're really giving you, like I said, these old stories that they didn't know what else to do with. So anyway, getting into the story, here we go. Holocaust by Jim Starlin. Okay, and this is High Lord Papal, leader of the instrumentality, and he's brooding here, and he's trying to get Dreadstar. He's out there somewhere. You can tell. Look, he's got his little collar there, right? But things are deep and grim. Look at him. Look at him just grimace there, right? So anyway, they're trying to find Dreadstar. They know he's up to something. They think he might be on this world here, and of course he is there. And they're hiding out. There's a bounty on their head, $1, 1,000 credits. And basically what's going on is Dreadstar and this guy, I'm gonna call him Ziggy. It's his real name is Z something or another, and Dreadstar calls him Sis. Right? I'm gonna call him Ziggy. And Ziggy's kind of like this wizard or whatever. So anyway, they're hiding out on the planet. They're sort of hiding out on the planet. They know that the instrumentality is out to get them, but they're hiding there, and they want the instrumentality to come after them because the rest of the crew is trying to steal uh, some sort of like transport device or whatever, some sort of MacGuffin or whatever. That's the whole point. While the instrumentality comes looking for a Vanth, the other guys are gonna do the old okey doke on them, right? So here's the rest of the crew. They're putting their plan in motion, and they're just kind of gonna float around in their spaceship. Meanwhile, back in high command, they figure out where Dreadstar is, and of course, all the mercenaries and bounty hunters are all come after him. And there's a big fight. Okay. Chase scene, right? And then here are these guys. We're back to the bad guys. They see some little shuttlecraft or whatever just floating around there. They decide to bring it in. And so this person, they don't know it, but this person's part of Vance's crew. This is Willow. Willow is blind, but she has telepathic powers. And she uses her and this little monkey is kind of her eye. So she uses her telepathic powers to see through the monkey's eyes. So that's why the monkey is always on her shoulders or whatever. So, okay. So meanwhile, they're like, "Who are you? What are you up to?" "Oh no, I'm just lost." La di da di da. And meanwhile, here are the other guys hiding the asteroid. They're coming over here. They're gonna burn their way into the ship, right? And this is Cat Dude and this other dude. I can't remember this guy's story. I think the Cat Dude came from a planet that was destroyed by the Empire or one of the empires, and he's the last of the cat people, and that's why he's teamed up with Vance Dreadstar. Okay, all right. So the jig is up. Bam, she's using her telepathic powers on people. She's using her kung fu, her intergalactic space kung fu, right? Cha, right? Even little monkey's doing some stuff, right? He's cool. He's doing his thing. All right. More fighting. Really, really nice colors. The color is Glennis Wynn. She's Lin Wyn's wife, I guess. I want to say I'm not sure if she's like actually won awards or anything, but I know she was really highly regarded back in the 70s and 80s for her coloring work uh, at Marvel. So, like I said, I can't say off the top of my head if she won. I don't know what did they have. I don't know if they had the Eisners around back then. Maybe they did. I'm not 100% certain. I know they used to have the Eagle Awards. I think the Eagle Awards were these awards for comics that came out of Britain. Somebody help me on that. But yeah, I know she was highly, highly regarded. Okay, so more fighting, more violence with Ziggy and Dreadstar. Here we go. Here's his name. All right, and okay, so Lord Paul has figured out where they are. And he says, "I know where they are. Screw it. We're going to launch some nuclear torpedoes." And here we go. I've just picked up the call. He's going to nuke the city. We've got to figure out a way to stop them. And Ziggy says, forget it. There's no time. There's no way we can stop them. All we can do is save ourselves. And Ziggy grabs Dreadstar. They fly to the sewers, right? He uses his spell to try to come up with a force field or whatever. And they're sitting there. And then, bam, there goes the nukes, right? And look, he's all, here he is. Look how evil he is. Ha ha ha. He thinks he's gotten Dreadstar. But Ziggy and Dreadstar still live. He's got to crawl out of the hole. Da, 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 da. Here we go. But look at the devastation. Oh no. My God, no. Everything is gone. Oh, the dead people. Ah. Oh, the skeletons and the bones. People turn to ash. There's nothing Dreadstar can do. Nothing. And here's a few people that are still alive, but they're just in agony. Okay. So, so finally, Dreadstar makes it back to his crew, and they're like, "Yeah, we got the teleporter, la di da." He's like, "Okay, good. You did a good job, but you can see Was it really bad back on Chichero? Yeah. See, because he's heavily burdened. Goes back to his chambers and he's pondering what just happened. Damn you, Lord Papa. Damn you and your mad war. Damn it all. And then to be continued. Here's the letters page. Dread letter office. And oh, hey, here's an ad for Coyote. And here's an ad for another Marvel graphic novel, Walt Simonson, The Star Slammers. All right. And then, okay, and let's see here, and that's it. Set back cover again. So that's it. Thank you everybody for watching. And I guess that's it. Thanks for watching. You guys have a good day. Thanks. Bye bye.